Welcome back, everyone. I'm excited that you're here today for day 2 of the 3-day menopause kickstart. So, before we get into today's topic, let's check in about yesterday's challenge. How did your protein breakfast experiment go? Hopefully, you had a chance to do it today, but if not, that's totally fine. So, you can drop a word or phrase in the chat about how you felt afterward. And also, did you notice any difference in energy levels, hunger, or mood? And even if it wasn't perfect, just trying something new is always a win. Okay, because that's how we start changing our habits. Okay, so you can always put in the chat, like on a scale of 1 to 5, 1, you didn't do it, 3, you tried, but you struggled, and 5, you nailed it. So we'll see when those comments start coming in. And again, no matter where you landed, the important thing is that you're learning what works for your body. And today we're diving into another key piece, hydration. It might seem too simple to matter, but I can't tell you how many clients have told me, I have no idea drinking water the right way could make such a difference. And like on a side note, I know we're talking about menopause, but dehydration and not drinking enough water affects our mental health. It definitely affects our brain. And so many people think that like they're going into depression, and a lot of it is they're not drinking enough and their brain is reacting to that dehydration. Okay, so that's also super important. Okay, so what are some common menopause symptoms that get worse with dehydration? We already have a hard enough time with the symptoms anyway, and then when you're dehydrated, it's even worse. So, hot flashes and night sweats, okay? You're losing fluids while you sleep, okay? Afternoon fatigue, your body struggles to regulate the energy. Joint pain and stiffness. Dehydrated tissues equal more inflammation. So even if you're eating an anti-inflammatory diet and you're not drinking enough, you're still going to have more inflammation, and that causes pain. Brain fog. This is a big one. Your brain is 75% water. This is why I was talking about depression before. You need water for your brain, and it's so, so important. And so many people don't drink enough water. And then one of the other things is constipation and a sluggish digestion because your gut relies on water. And it's super, super, super important that you need that water to help break down your food for digestion. And so think of your cells like tiny sponges. When you're dehydrated, they're dried out and stiff, making everything in your body work harder, from hormone signaling to digestion. But when you're hydrated, these sponges like will plump up, right? And helping everything function smoothly. So everything in your body is connected. So you not drinking enough water affects so many parts of your body more than just like being thirsty. And some common hydration mistakes, like just drinking the water, like here's what most people where they go wrong. They chug plain water and call it a day. But without electrolytes, that water might just pass through, our system, and instead of actually hydrating our cells. Okay, so you need the electrolytes. So, what is the role of electrolytes? Electrolytes are like the doorman of your cells. They help water get where it needs to go. And without them, hydration doesn't stick. Okay. So, how to naturally boost your electrolytes? You can buy store-bought ones, but they have like ingredients in there that might not really be healthy for you. But you can do it naturally by adding a pinch of high quality sea salt and a squeeze of a lemon to your water. Okay. Snack on electrolyte rich foods like avocados, bananas, and leafy greens. And I eat like an avocado almost every day because the healthy fats are needed for menopause and plus the electrolytes. Try coconut water, but without the added sugars. You might be able to find like a powdered one that's just coconut ingredient itself, and then you can mix it with water. But don't do the added sugars because you're just defeating the purpose of doing that. Or use a clean electrolyte powder. And again, without artificial sweeteners. You don't want aspartame, you don't want anything like fructose or any of the oses, because that's just sugar. Even if it says added sugar, which is not real sugar, it's lab manufactured sugar. Um, like stuff that's in gum, like erythritol, that makes my stomach so upset because it's toxic. It really is. It's not a natural sugar. Like monk fruit, coconut sugar, pure cane sugar that's organic, because sugar is a genetically modified crop. So stick with the organic if possible and pure cane sugar. Um, Stevia, you can grow stevia as a plant, and the leaves taste just like, when you lick the leaf, it's like a sugar. So but let's take a moment to do a quick hydration self-check. Think about your daily water intake yesterday. Do you think you drank enough? So here's a simple way um to see if you actually did. Okay, so here's some signs where you might be dehydrated. And before I get into that, I'm going to upload the workbook for day 2 in the chat. It's also in your email. So signs that you might be dehydrated. Do you ever feel tired even after a full night's sleep? Okay. Do you get headaches in the afternoon? Do you experience dry skin or lips? Do you ever feel bloated, but you haven't eaten much at all? And have you noticed more joint stiffness? And I'm sure everyone has a different definition of what dehydrated is. You really need to drink a minimum of 64 ounces of water a day. You should be drinking way more. We're going to get into that in a minute. But you should have 8 ounce glasses of water in a day at a minimum. Okay, your body is mostly water. Your brain's 75% water. I think our bodies are like 70% water. You need water, and not sodas, not coffees. You need water. So, of those symptoms that I just mentioned, if you said yes to 2 or more of those, chances are your hydration needs some tweaking. Okay. And those were like you feel like you didn't get a good night's sleep, even if you did sleep. You have headaches in the afternoon, you have dry skin or lips, you feel bloated even when you didn't eat much, or you have a lot of joint pain. Okay. That's the first thing you should check is your hydration. And then if that's not helping it, then we can further investigate that. But let's talk about your daily hydration goal. Okay, so this is where your worksheet comes in because there's going to be the calculator right on there to tell you how to do this. But what we're going to do is drink half of your body weight in ounces of water. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to drink 75 ounces of water per day. I drink a lot. I drink at least 100 just because I've always been one to drink a lot of water. I had bladder surgery when I was 7, so I've had those issues. So I've always like flushing my my bladder, my kidneys out with water. You never see me without a water. This is a 40 ouncer. I have a lot of these. I have like a closet full of these. And so I'm always carrying water around. So let's look at the step-by-step plan. So you want to grab your workbook or just write it down right now, which is fine. And you're going to write down your hydration target. So remember, it's your weight divided in half, and those are your ounces you're going to drink. So again, if it's 150 pounds, you're drinking 75 ounces. Okay. If you're 160 pounds, you're drinking 80 ounces, just like that. Okay. And then you're going to plan when you're going to drink your water. Okay. So here are some tips for that. So you want to start your day with a large glass of water and the little pinch of sea salt and lemon. Okay. You can keep a bottle with you and mark it with the time goals, but they do sell plastic bottles that say, the time like every 2 hours. I don't drink plastic because it has BPA, so I always drink like the stainless steel ones. I mean, you could mark it yourself, or you can just set a timer on your phone, or if you have a watch or something to set the timer to drink. And again, 8 ounces is not a lot. 8 ounces is like a little, you know, highball glass. It's just full of water. So it's not like you're drinking this every 2 hours. Okay. Drink before your meals. Okay. This also helps digestion and reduce your bloating. Okay. Um, So yeah, drink a glass right before you eat, so you know you've gotten at least 3 glasses right there before each meal, okay? And then make it fun with some natural flavor boosters, okay? I have a pitcher that's an infuser. So it's a pitcher and then the inside has a little thing and the lid has attached to it and I can put the fruits and vegetables in there. So cucumber and mint is really good. Berries and basil, orange and rosemary, or if you don't have that, they do sell hint water. This is what I recommend to my clients when they don't like plain water. It's Hint, Hint, and it comes in a lot of different flavors, and it's got very minimal ingredients. Like, I don't recommend anything that I wouldn't drink myself or eat because I don't eat a lot of nasty ingredients. So, Hint water or herbal teas. You could make like an iced tea, and that is all water but just flavored with the tea. So you can still drink that. So there's a lot of variety that you can do. I also drink a nootropic. It's Axio that is caffeine or non-caffeinated, and it's different flavors, and it actually, it flavors the water, so you're not drinking plain water. So I use Axio. Um, so let's talk about hydration and sleep for a minute, okay? So one thing we don't always connect with hydration is better sleep. Dehydration can actually make night sweats worse and contribute to waking up feeling groggy. Okay, so quick tip for better night's sleep, especially in menopause when you have night sweats and your hormones are dropping and your body doesn't know what to do. Drink a small glass of water with electrolytes before bed, and you don't want to do too much water because you don't want to be up all night going to the bathroom. Okay. And avoid caffeinated drinks after 2 p.m. because they dehydrate you more than you think. I stop caffeine at between noon and 3. And about almost 2 years ago, I stopped drinking coffee altogether and I drink like matcha tea, which is better. It helps your menopause. And I have that and it has a little bit of caffeine in it. I still have caffeine. And then I just started, it's -3 degrees here in Texas today with the wind chill. So I have started drinking some coffee again, but I'm drinking a lot of decaf coffee to not have the caffeine, but I get the warm drink. But for every cup of coffee I have, I make sure I drink at least half of this to make sure I'm hydrated. Okay, because we get so used to drinking the coffee and then we're not drinking the water and coffee dehydrate or caffeinated drinks dehydrate you. Okay, so limit the caffeine for sure. And an extra tip is if you wake up feeling groggy, try drinking a glass of water before your morning coffee. You might notice that a big difference in how you feel, and you can almost get it ready the night before, like put it next to your bed. And you can do like the little bit of the sea salt and the lemon and just have it all ready. So you can have a little bit at night before, and then you can drink the rest in the morning. And especially if you put like fresh lemon in it, it'll sit there all night and, infuse the water for you. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at the chat and it's like, yeah, if you don't like, that's a great question. If you don't like water, I know some people don't like the taste of water. Um, Again, try putting the fruit in it. I've worked with clients that literally couldn't drink water, like they just didn't like it. Um, and I could see how it was affecting them mentally. So I do the hint water, do some, you can get like a mint tea if you like the minty flavor and have like mint iced tea. Again, don't load it up with sugar. I don't ever drink sugar in my iced tea. Um, but yeah, add the fruit. Get a pitcher. They're inexpensive on Amazon and you can cut up fruit and um, make your own. But we need to somehow get enough um fluids in us and mostly water. Remember, non-caffeinated. Um and you can set yourself a goal of um you know 8 ounces when you first wake up, and then you can do 2 hours later 8 ounces and 2 hours later 8 ounces. Okay, so 6, 8, 10, 12. So by 12 o'clock, you've already had 32 ounces. That's half of the day's minimum recommendation of 64. And of course, when you're eating meals, you're probably drinking, way more. And don't, cut out the soda or drink your glass of water before you eat. And soda's just bad for you anyway. If it can take the paint off your car, what is it doing to your insides? Okay. So try to find a way to get um flavored water somehow that's healthy. And if it's loaded with stuff, then you're just defeating the purpose. Okay. But yeah, that was a really good question because it is hard. Um, and yeah, it's so, so, so important to us. And in menopause, we're already having our estrogen is dropping, our progesterone is dropping, our hormones are all out of whack. It's messing up our bodies. We're having night sweats, we're having just hot flashes. You can't sleep at night. The weight gain. Okay, so drinking water before a meal is also going to help you maybe eat a little bit less because you're already going to feel fuller, right, from the water. So then you're going to eat less. So that's going to be helpful for the weight. But the biggest thing for water is your mental well-being. It is more, it is just so, so, so important that you um, just drink water, okay? I want to share the workbook. Okay, hold on, let me open it and I'm gonna share the workbook just so that you can see it. And I'm gonna talk about it a little bit too, because it's really good. Um, okay, here it is, sure. Okay. Okay, so here is the workbook. Um, so again, here's the calculator, how you're going to take your weight and divide it by 2. And there's a spot in here and I made it editable so you can like put that in there. You should be able to do it on Adobe or online. You can always email me if it's not. Um, but yeah, a little bit about hydration, right? And then look at, I even put in a little tracker for you so you can keep track over 3 days in the morning, mid-morning, and lunch, afternoon, and evening. Because your goal, the minimum goal, is going to be half of your weight. Okay. Um, but even if you don't hit half your weight, try and at least hit 64 ounces. Okay. Because that's like the recommended minimum. um, and then here's a reflection section for you. So it's like where you can track how did your energy levels, cravings, or mood feel with, oh, typo, sorry, with increased hydration. So after your 3 days, you could just jot it down because if we don't write stuff down, we forget. And if you're tracking, changes in like your menopause symptoms or whatever, you're going to go months and realize, oh man, I haven't had a hot flash, but you don't remember like what you were doing to reduce those hot flashes. So you need to write stuff down, especially for your doctor. They're going to want to know. They should want to know. If you see a doctor that doesn't want to know, call me and I'll help you find a doctor that actually does. This is what I do with my clients. I help them talk to their doctor better, find a doctor that actually listens to them. Okay. So that was your workbook. Um, and if there are no other questions, today was a shorter day because there weren't as many questions about water. But let's so what we're going to cover tomorrow. Okay, so far you have 2 powerful tools in your hormone balancing toolkit. You have the protein-rich breakfast and now proper hydration. And these might seem simple, but they work together to create a foundation for hormone balance. Okay. So I'd love to hear your creative ideas for staying hydrated. So you can put it in, drop your favorite water combos or your hydration tricks in the chat if you're comfortable enough. And then tomorrow for day 3, we're going to dive into something that affects every single one of us, stress. We often think of stress as your emotion, just like emotional stuff, but did you know it plays a massive role in our hormones, our weight, and even hydration? I'll show you how to identify those little sneaky stressors and give you a simple plan to start taking control of your stress. And one little hint about tomorrow is you could be eating everything the right way. You could be drinking everything you need to do. You could be doing the right exercises for menopause, which there are special ones you should be doing. And if you are stressed and you think you're not stressed, but your stress level, your baseline stress level has raised up because, life is crazy right now. None of the food and exercise is going to help your menopause symptoms until you lower your stress. Your body doesn't want to start healing while it's all stressed out. Okay, it has to get lower. And this is what we're covering tomorrow. And this is a big part of my program that I help people with because, like I said, you could be eating everything perfectly, you can be exercising perfectly, and if you're not getting results, a lot of times it's because of the stress in your body that you don't realize is there. Okay, so I just want to thank everyone for coming today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3.